Welcome to Xyron's Inspiration in Motion. I'm Beth Kingston, and with me today is Jessica Barnett, and Jessica is going to show us how to make these darling paper purses using the double-sided laminate in our Xyron 9-inch Creative Station. Welcome.
Thank you.
Okay, what are we going to be doing today?
Well, first I'm going to show you how to cut up the paper
Okay.
to get all the pieces, and you'll get them all out of one 12 by 12 sheet of paper.
And you can use any pattern paper, and it doesn't have to be double-sided.
No, not at all.
Fantastic.
If you want there to be another something to look at on the inside, but it's not at all necessary.
This is so cute.
So, I want the stripes on my purse to go horizontally.
Okay.
So when I cut my slice up, I'm going to cut it right here
Okay, great.
over to 7.5 inches wide.
And the measurements for this purse and also the pattern for this purse can be found on the website, right? Now I noticed you use the bone folder to score the paper before we're going to run it through the Creative Station.
Yeah, I like to be able to see the crease before I run it through, so then once laminate's on it, you can really tell
Oh, very
where
good.
you fold it.
Right, okay. So what we're going to do is put the paper inside the laminate. Now this is a double-sided laminate cartridge, so it doesn't matter which way you put the paper. But I'm going to insert it pattern side up, and you want to feed it into the feed tray. And once you've inserted it into the feed tray, you're going to turn the handle away from you, or towards you if you're doing it backwards. And this is going to come all the way through the machine until it clears this green bar that's in the back of the Creative Station. You'll press down on the orange trimmer, slide it across, and that will give you edge-to-edge coverage of laminate all across your paper. And you also want to make sure that you run all the pieces through the laminate before you get started. Is that right?
Yes,
Okay.
make sure they're all protected.
Ready to go? Okay, terrific. And what's the next step?
Okay, once you have them all run through, you're going to want to trim off the extra adhesive all the way around.
Okay.
Leave about 1/4 inch. I've done that with my trimmer, and it's a nice straight line. If you have something that has more detail to it, you'll want to do it by hand, I'm sure.
Oh, okay.
But I have a whole set that's already been trimmed.
Yes,
and
we're all ready.
is ready to go.
Set to go.
I did also go over my creases one more time with the bone folder,
Okay.
just to make sure they were there, and it makes it a little easier when you go to match up all your pieces.
Great.
So, just like sewing, you have to pin your pieces together, and I used binder clips instead, so I don't add a bunch of extra holes.
That's a terrific idea.
So once I have this first piece pinned together,
Mm-hmm.
I'll take my embroidery floss.
Okay. And does it matter which piece you start with?
I'm gonna start, they're really on this one are just 2 sides. Because when you
Gotcha.
fold it.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna start on
Start
one
with
of the
one
long
side.
sides, then come across the bottom and back up the other side like
Great.
a U shape.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna start at the top over here, and I'm gonna spread these apart just for a second and put the needle through on the inside so that the knot is hidden and not on the outside of the purse.
Oh, very smart.
And I just sewed mine eyeballing it, you know, by hand.
Mhm.
If you don't feel comfortable with that, take it like this and use your paper piercer or a needle to make all of your holes first.
And a ruler or something
Yeah.
to measure the
Yes, if you
lines.
wanna
Okay.
really get technical. So I just took my needle and wrapped it around. I didn't do a straight stitch. I've seen purses done where they actually use their sewing machine,
Mm-hmm.
but I would have to
This
get
is more
mine
fun.
out for that.
Yeah. This is a lot more fun. And you can do this sitting in front of the TV or
That's exactly how
riding
I
in
do
the car,
this.
all kinds of good times.
So I'm just going around, and then you'll see the seam on the sides of the project once it's all
Right.
done.
These are just darling. And these are perfect for party bags, gift bags, Easter baskets,
Mhm.
stocking stuffers. I mean, the possibilities are just endless.
Yeah, I think as a bridal shower, a baby shower party
Oh,
favor,
isn't that great?
because you can make whatever size you want. You
Right.
can do the same thing in a tinier size.
And the
use
color
more
options
paper.
are whatever paper you
Mhm.
have available.
And you can also choose to use an embroidery floss that really stands out and is a much different color than what you have to match the paper. You don't have to make it blend in.
Right.
When you come to the corners, which is probably the most confusing part of this, if you get confused, you're going to want to take the corner hole that you use in this top piece,
Okay.
and you'll probably run through it more than once and get through this bottom and the side.
Okay.
so that you can get all the way around without having to add in a bunch of extra little stitches.
That makes a lot of sense. And you also probably need to be careful about pulling too hard because the laminate is thin enough that you can bend it, but you don't want to pull through when you're working with the... So while you're sewing up the edges, can you tell me a little bit about how to adhere the handle?
Yes. The handle is 1.5 inches wide
Okay.
in that same paper.
And it's the full 12 inches.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
The full length, so that you have enough distance and you can actually get into the purse.
Right.
And you take it, instead of putting it on the outside, you want to place it on the inside,
Okay.
and I use just X's to, sew it on, rather than any kind of round stitch.
That's a
So,
darling touch. It's a perfect solution. And then you added the ribbon.
Yes, just to add a little extra something in a different color, and I used a wire edge ribbon so that it holds its shape a little bit better.
And it looks perfect. It's beautiful. The instructions for the purse as well as the patterns for both can be found on Xyron.com. Jessica, thank you again for a darling project. I'm going to go home and make a bajillion. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time.